Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM dumpster fire. I almost said the other word again, I just can't. Today we are back to watch a Jesse Lee Ward interview. This was a part of Eric's wife, Powerful Women, whatever, virtual conference. We already covered Emily, the pretty blondie who said basically that you need to fake it until you make it. So this was a part of that same conference. Some of you guys said that you would like to see more. I'm probably going to make little clips of like all the people that attended and then maybe just pull out the best parts and the most deceiving parts of the whole thing. But I thought Jesse Lee being Jesse Lee, she deserves this whole thing to be covered. It's about half an hour long and it's very early in the morning, just before work, so we're gonna have to get into it straight away so that I'm finished by the time I need to log in. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you'd like to support me. Join my membership if you wish, but please do not feel obligated. That's just there. Likes, comments, watch time, it all helps my videos with the algorithm very much, and I appreciate each and every single one of you, and big thanks to my current channel members as well. So let's just put a little disclaimer in here and let's get into this show. All right, let's just get into this.
Jesse Lee, thank you so much for being here today with me. I know you're super busy, probably being on every single social media platform you can possibly be, and you probably just got off to TikTok or something.
But I was in the process of TikToking, girl. You caught me.
See, I know. But I'm so excited that you found time to join us today, and you guys cannot imagine you're for such a treat. It's just, I'm excited. I know that, you know, what's interesting because and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. You have such a powerful persona and you are so energetic. You are so loud. You are so bigger than life. But I want to know, is Jesse Lee on social media and Jesse Lee at home is the same Jesse Lee?
Hell no. I mean, okay, like to a certain
the truth exposed in the first 5 seconds
instantly,
of the interview.
We're just gonna get right to it. Well, first of all, I want to like back it up for a second and say thank you because I know I'm blessed. I know I'm top of my game in network marketing, etc. But I do want to give thanks and credit where it's due. You and Eric have taught me more in this profession than anybody.
On top of her game because she's the #1 network marketer in the whole world, right? And this is the whole alter ego thing, I guess. I wonder if she's gonna really dig into it in this interview. I didn't listen to it. I screen recorded it, but I wasn't in the room, so I have no idea what she was saying.
And I say it all the time, so people are always like, oh, Eric and Marina. I'm like, yes, I will always say your name. So I want to give credit where credit's due. When I met you, I was making $30,000 a month, and I thought that I was like the bomb. Now, $30,000 is a lot of money a month, but it was nowhere near my potential, nor have I reached my potential. But over the last 5 years, we've created such a great relationship together, a real friendship. You and I in particular have had a lot of conversations that have taken my mind to a whole other level. I'll never forget. I don't know if you remember this. We were standing outside of a door one time and you were like, I was about to fly somewhere. Like I was in and out of Vegas. And
I know what you're talking about. You're in Green Valley.
Yeah, Green Valley Rich. And you're like, why don't you have a jet yet? I'm like, what the hell? You're like, you really need to just get a jet. I said, I don't really like spending money. And you're like, no, you need to spend money because you're telling God that you don't want to make more. I'm like, oh my, like who? What? You're having a very bold conversation.
Wait. Whoa. What? Marina's whole logic is if you have money, if you have a good salary, but you're saving your money because common sense, why wouldn't you save money to buy a house or something? But if you're saving money, you're telling God that you don't want to be rich and that you don't need any more money? What? That is probably the stupidest thing that I've ever heard, with all due respect.
But anyway, so I want to thank you. And then, no, I'm different and I'm the same. So same heart, same passion, same a lot of stuff, but the level of energy, the extroversion, that is no. If you're in my house, I'm the quiet one. I'm just sitting there working and
I want to see. I cannot imagine Jesse Lee quiet one. I don't know what that is. It even possible?
Yes, I am not the noisemaker. Like if you ask my close friends, no, it's no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I am not the extrovert that I am. And I really like to kind of explain it like there's Jessie Lee and then there's Boss Lee. So Boss Lee is like the network marketer you know and love. Boss Lee is the serial entrepreneur. Boss Lee is the red, I suppose, in color personalities, and then Jessie Lee is like your soft introverted yellow. So yeah,
that's actually an interesting way to put it. But I think that the biggest difference that a lot of people, I don't want anybody to get confused that you are a different person. You just turn it up a little bit when you're being a Boss Lee, because you are, like you said, you're the same person. You're the same hardworking woman. You are the same. Your heart and your soul is always the same, and you can see it through your work. You can see it in your team. I noticed, and I know it was not like a public appearance. I've spent some time with your team, even sometimes when you didn't even know, because a couple of them live in Las Vegas, and they always brag about you, and they say how much you helped them and how much you impacted their lives and how much they love you, how much they appreciate you. So it's, they feel your love. I know that you truly care. I know you are not, sometimes turning on that Boss Lee for your own reasons. I know you're doing it for the team. I know you're doing it to show the example and lead by example,
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. I didn't know I had sneaky Vegas people out there, So that's great. I mean, I know I have a Vegas team, but that's awesome. So thanks for letting me know. You have to.
I want to ask a question. When you were growing up, I'm really interested, because like there were a couple of events that happened in my childhood that I think created a big impact on who I am today and in my life. I want to know, when you were growing up, what was the dynamic in the family? What was the relationship with money? What was the relationship with entrepreneurship? What was the relationship with encouragement? Did you have any of that? What you were kind of like when you would say is like, oh my gosh, I want to be like, by the way, who did you want to be when you were growing up? It's like
these are all the same questions that she was asking Emily in the interview as well. And I believe Emily said, oh no, my parents never taught me how to be an entrepreneur, but I always knew I wanted more like that. So I bet they're gonna have basically same response, different words. So
when you were like 3 years old, do you remember?
3, I don't remember, but I had a really traumatic childhood, but like I'm super grateful for it. I know a couple things about money from my childhood. Number 1, money doesn't grow on trees. Number 2, close the doors and the windows. What are we, heating the state of Maryland? Like, what are you doing? I know that money's a scarce resource. I know that only certain people can make money. I know a lot of negative things about money from my childhood.
Interesting.
Sure. Definitely not a healthy relationship with money. It was
I find it interesting what she just said, though. As someone who has a giant trauma, it wasn't a childhood trauma. I was 19, but as someone who's been through something, I would say, okay, that trauma really made me very strong. It made me resilient. It made me who I am today. However, would I ever say that I'm grateful for my trauma? No. If you have a trauma, would you ever say that you're grateful for trauma? If I could choose and go back, obviously I would like that thing didn't happen to me, because it took me so long to recover from it. And I have never heard anyone who has had trauma, not that I'm saying that she hasn't had trauma, I just find it weird that she said she's grateful for the worst thing that happened to her in her life. You know what I mean? I've known people who have had their own traumas, and I never hear them say that they're grateful for that trauma. Yes, it shapes you into a person who you are. It makes you stronger if you manage to overcome it. Not everyone does, but like I said, I would never say that I'm grateful for it. I would prefer if it didn't happen to me, but okay, maybe that's just me. I don't know. If you've been through trauma, just please comment down below. Are you grateful for it? Can you explain to me why, if you are?
Those things where I was really taught that only certain people could invest, or only certain people could make it. And, I grew up really, really broke. So
so how do you feel now?
Oh, like completely different, but that's because I've broken out of that, obviously. So I think, I know personal development shifted that, totally unhealthy mindset around money. Encouragement wise, I was never not encouraged, in the sense of like my mom, even though we had no money, it was just irresponsible spending, irresponsible investing. And I mean, we shouldn't have been as poor as we were. We should never have been as poor as we were. But, you know, I watched mismanagement of funds, misallocation of money and resources. And, but no, my mom is really smart, like brain smart. So I knew you could outsmart people. I knew intelligence mattered. I knew little kinds of things like this. And I was always trying to be an academic. I was raised by my grandparents, so there was some of that old money. Like I saw real estate investing when I was young from that generation. I saw some of those things. And then my dad is like my biggest fan still to this day. So like to this day, there's like baby girl does no wrong. So if I ever need to pick me up, I'm like, Dad. He's like, oh, like, you know, obviously I was terminated from my first I've never said this on an interview. It's so funny. So I was terminated from my first network marketing company, and I called my dad. Like my dad's the second person I talked to. Lisa Grossman's the first. Second person I talked to is my dad. He goes, well, what did they do? It couldn't have been you. It was definitely them. I'm like, I mean, I think I had something.
Of course it's them.
Yeah, like dad is always super fan, like baby girl does no wrongs. So
I love it.
So there was encouragement, at least, you know, but, you know, healthy money relationship. No, that changed a lot when, I mean, there's been defining moments, you
like
know,
what?
Like as an example, when I was in college, I went to college on a full academic ride. So I wasn't even paying for college. And then I had 3 jobs. So I learned really quickly that if your expenses are low and you bring in multiple streams of income, that's the fastest way to get to success. Like that's the fastest way to break financially free. So I was able to bust that wide open. I was waiting tables in Times Square. I was selling massage chairs on Fifth Avenue, and I was a nanny and carrying 21 credit hours in college. And I maintained a 4.0 GPA. So I realized, with no expenses, right? Because I had a full ride. So I was like, oh, like money when you work really hard can come to you. That was one. And then I was, you know, pretty successful, relatively speaking, pretty quickly in the direct sales entrepreneurship space. And I'll never forget 6-Figure Summit. I will never forget that event. You were in the room. I will never forget being there and Eric doing the whole stand up if you're making $100,000 a year, stay standing if you're making 250, you know, stay standing at 500, stay standing at $1 million. And all these, like, every
What? That is so weird. Imagine if you go to like a work conference and then someone tells everyone, okay, if you're earning 30K, stand up. If you're earning 60K, stand up. What is the point of that? I mean, I get what's the point at network marketing, because you want all of these people that are earning nothing to look at these people who are earning 100 or more K and to want to be like them and get inspired and whatever. But it's just a very weird, toxic concept, I feel like. Not surprising, but very weird, very cringy. Money isn't everything. Do they know that? I feel like they don't know that.
Making $1 million a year, I'm like, what? This is some funny business, man. Funny business. And there's just been so many moments in my life that ripped that ceiling off. And I know you've heard it, you've seen it, you've experienced it. People saying the limit does not exist in network marketing. And I just feel like it's almost my duty at this point to make sure we prove that right. The limit has never existed. Anytime I wanted to earn more here, I just built faster. I just redid something in my business faster, smarter, systematized it, paid attention to you and your husband, and stayed a student, you know, always trying to surround myself with people who are bigger thinkers than me. Obviously, you know, you've got billionaire friends, and I've siphoned some information off of your billionaire friends to, you know, make myself better as another example. So just any moments like that, when you can get around people that are better than you at whatever it is you want to get better at, then my goodness, like,
yeah.
I wonder, one of the previous videos that I've covered from Jessie Lee, or I watched it, I don't know, maybe someone else covered it, I don't remember, but I remember she said, I was hanging out with billionaires and very powerful people, and they were all old and unfunny or something like that, she said. And she was thinking to herself, if these people, these boring, old, ugly people can make billions and millions of dollars, so can I. So I always wonder, does she include Eric in those people? Obviously not Marina, because she's a good-looking woman. I'm just saying, I don't know, that's what Jessie Lee said herself. So I'm just reminding everyone of what she said. I'm not implying that she meant Eric, that she included Eric in that, but she definitely said that. I've heard her say that.
It's really important. And you guys watching us live, type in the comments below, what is your relationship with money? Did you kind of like, did you grow up knowing that you can achieve anything you want in life, and money is not an evil, and money you can make if you really work hard, and they're not going to fall in your lap by doing nothing, but at the same time you can earn it and you should feel good about it? So, or you kind of like still of the belief that rich people don't go to heaven? So what a type in the comments, I would like to see that. But I think that money subject and money blueprint is such an important thing for any person, not just women or men. I think it's especially in network marketing. I've seen it so much when people say that, oh, I got to the certain level of success, but now I feel like I'm a fraud. Now I feel like I'm not deserving it. Now I feel like I'm, fooling somebody or fooling myself. Or they start hearing those chirping voices like, when enough is enough, and we start believing in that. And because of that, a lot of people slow down. A lot of people kind of like put down the brakes because they start feeling guilty for being successful. And this is the weirdest thing ever, especially in the United States, because like we are kind of like built on the entrepreneurship. We're built on the opportunity. We're built on, American dream. And when you kind of like get to the certain level, or when you start dreaming, you're all of a sudden getting kind of like pulled back by everybody who is either jealous, or everybody who are not courageous enough to take those steps, or who do not want to get their butt out of the couch, and all those different reasons, right? So it's really interesting for me to see, because like you were able, because of the personal development, because of the people you associated yourself with, you were able to change that mindset and look at what is happening. And it's interesting, because like when Eric and I met, he had a pretty low self-esteem regarding money, regarding success. Even though he was really successful, when we met, he would always kind of like, I remember, and this is kind of like not necessary related to this conversation, but I just have to say it. When him and I met,
it's the best conversation, the unexpected one. Let's go.
When him and I met, and we met at the company convention in Moscow. So my sister was translating backstage, and actually the next morning when they asked me to translate backstage, but my sister kind of like, we went to dinner to meet with the speakers so she can kind of like pick up the.
Did you say Moscow? So she's Russian, is she? Someone asked, where's Marina from originally? She definitely sounds Slavic. To me, she sounds Russian, Polish, Ukrainian, something between those three. She may be American now. I presume she's got an American citizenship, but it's just interesting that it's impossible, almost impossible to find where she's originally from. And she's got an accent, so she wasn't born in America.
Language, because she was studying in Europe, so she has kind of like European version of English, and this is American version of English. So they just wanted to kind of like hear each other out to make sure that she's really comfortable on stage. Well, here is Eric Worre showing up in the hotel. I remember like today, we're sitting in the lobby waiting for him. So he shows up in the trench coat, like to the feet, to the floor, in kind of like ugly, poopy color brown. It's just like, and it probably was Burberry, but it was such an ugly color. It's just like a poop color. I hated that. But on top of all of that, what he did, he bought that, huge Russian hat. He thought it's funny.
No.
Yeah, he thought it's gonna be funny. So he had that huge Russian hat with a cocarda on top, and he had jeans that were wide. On top of that, kind of like inside of that whole trench coat. And I'm just like, who the heck is that man? How old is that human being? I thought, honest to God, I thought that he's 60. Swear to God, I thought he's 60 years old. And then when he kind of like took the hat off, when he took that coat off, I was like, I guess he's not that bad, but like, come on, man, you should do better than that. So at some point when we finally got the...
Isn't that a big red flag though? If you meet your better half and the first thing you think about him is, oh my God, this is an old grandpa. And then when he takes off the hat, you're thinking like, okay, well, he's not that bad. Imagine if your partner says that stuff like this, that they thought stuff like this when they first saw you. Like, what the I know I wouldn't be very happy to hear that if my boyfriend told me that the first time he saw me, he thought to himself, she's not that bad, she'll do. What?
together as that coat goes, that hat goes. I mean, it's like those
Girl,
jeans,
you
they
saved
go.
that man's life.
I mean, it's like all of that gotta go. I mean, it's like, this is not happening. And he's like, well, okay, I guess I need to get the stylist. I was like, I'll be your stylist. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So, and since then, I've been buying clothes for him. So for 13 years now. But yeah, I mean, there is hope. There's
Yeah,
hope.
you definitely improved his fashion sense. Your home is beautiful. Anytime anybody says, oh, who did this, Marina? Who did this, Marina? Who did that, Marina? He just needed that Ukrainian influence, he just needed you.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to network marketing.
Never mind. I guess she's Ukrainian.
So tell me when you kind of like finally decided, okay, I'm gonna join network marketing, and did you view that as a profession right away, or did you think that it's like, let me try it? It's kind of like a little project on the side, or one of those extra jobs that you were doing, and see how it goes, and then I'll make a decision if I'm serious about it or not. How was that?
So this was supposed to be to make $300 a month to pay rent. I was living in a basement, like literally renting a room in a basement. I didn't have a whole basement myself. I didn't have my own bathroom. I didn't have my own kitchen. I literally just was renting a room, and the person who I was renting from said, oh, you need an extra $300 a month. Like, I'm raising rent. I'm like, well,
If you watch Erin Bies, you know that this was her mother. She wasn't living in the basement at some stranger's house. She was living in the basement of her mom's house, which is not the worst thing that could happen to a person, in my own opinion.
okay, hold on a minute. Like, I am already going more broke every 2 weeks. I had a really good job. I was working in a pathology lab. Like, everyone was proud of me, right? Everyone was like, oh, Jessie Lee, 21 years old with the good job with the benefits. Oh, Jessie Lee's got benefits. Jessie Lee has a 401k. Right? So all of these little things, everyone was so proud, but I'm going broke every 2 weeks. Every time a paycheck comes in, I know it's going to rent, it's going to car, it's going to insurance, it's going to food, all this stuff I didn't have to pay for in college. Remember, we said that already. And so for me, I said, okay, what I want to do is...
Sorry, but if you have a paycheck that is not enough for you to have the luxury of having a car, you should probably sell that car and use public transportation or carpool with someone or find something. I would have loved to have a car back when I lived in Dublin, but it was just a big luxury for me and I couldn't afford it. I still don't have a car because I still can't afford the luxury of having a car. Not that I need it, because I work from home now, obviously, but it's a luxury to have a car, and if your paycheck can't afford you the car, you have to cut down on your expenses sometimes. Like, she didn't have money because she was living beyond her means. She was living beyond her paycheck. And cars are very expensive. Insurance is very expensive. Tax is expensive. Fuel now as well is through the roof. It's a luxury to have a car today. I mean, plenty people live and go to work without having cars, just using public transportation. If there's no trains, there must be a bus or something. There could have been a way for her to figure it out to have a little bit more money, right? You have to sort out your priorities. Jesus.
Is make $300. And I thought it was fake. I thought this profession was a scam, just like some people still do. Nobody had called it a profession at the time. Again, I think you and your husband have really shifted that language around. People take it a lot more seriously now. I just thought it was going to be kind of like a little hobby. And since everyone was saying it was a scam, I was like, I'll just scam enough people for $300 a month. What's that got to be, like 2 people? I can scam 2 people a month to pay this rent. Okay, I'm drowning over here. So sorry, 2 people, but I'm trying to live. And
the irony of her saying that she's scamming people, eh?
Well, then I realized it's not a scam.
It is.
And even my first year, I ended up being top recruiter, which is crazy, in that company. And then I found network marketing. I was doing direct sales, the belly to belly party plan stuff for 4.5 years, found network marketing, joined network marketing, exploded. And it really wasn't, honestly, until GoPro that it might have actually been like the proper GoPro event where Eric probably said, we've got to change our language. We got to stop saying, I don't even remember what the word is that people usually use. Industry. Okay. I'm like, what is the word? I'm so brainwashed. I just speak.
Good student.
Fluently. Okay. Somebody said, oh God, I don't know. I guess I said an Ericism yesterday on a TikTok, and network marketing isn't perfect. It's a better way, like classic Eric.
Right.
And somebody said, I've heard Eric Worre say that before. I said, yeah, I stole it from him. That's my mentor. But anyway, so no, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just like a scam or like a little thing, or, they say, only the top 1% make whatever. Well, why can't you be in the top 1%? Like if someone's going to be the top 1%, why not you? And when I made that shift into the way I started running business in this profession, things really, I started taking ownership. Like, okay.
This just reminded me, I don't remember who said this, but I watched a video before. I think it was Erin or Julie that said, top 1%? You mean I can be one of the 3 people at the top? This is exactly what she's saying, basically. What? Only the top 1% earns money. But why can't I be amongst the top 1%? Like, okay. Still doesn't change the fact that it's a scam, because 99% people lose money, and those top 1% earn all the money based on everyone else's hard work below them.
Okay, I don't like how a lot of people are just recruiting and not selling. You've seen what I've done. I just turned it into a monster revenue producing customer based model. Right. I didn't like how people weren't building online, and it was like this hush hush, let's not talk about it, let's keep it like in private hotel rooms. I was like, no, I want to go online. I want to tell everyone network marketing is the greatest of all time. I'm going to be loud and flipping proud about it. Like, you're not going to tell me nothing. And now, I get to fight the haters on the internet. Like, I feel like I put on a cape, multiple times a day. I'm like, or not multiple times a day, it's not that bad, but I'll fight anybody for our profession. I'll be the great defender of our profession. But no, to answer your question, I thought it was a little, little thing that bored housewives do, to get some shoe money or something like that. I didn't think it was business and worldwide and multi-billion dollars. And no, I needed to learn that. Now I know.
Isn't that interesting how your career changed when you made that shift, when you took ownership? Because I think this is such a powerful word. It's like you took ownership of your business, and you stopped listening to all the nonsense. You stopped kind of like buying into all the limiting beliefs that only 1% gets to the top, all that nonsense. And you decided to be that 1%, and you made a decision and you took ownership, which a lot of people never do. This is the scariest.
I love when they contradict themselves. Nonsense is that only 1% of people earn money, but you decided to be top 1% because only those people earn money. Great job, Marina. You're really not contradicting yourself, literally in the same sentence.
Part. I think that everybody who is building business, at least what they call actively, if they take that seriously, if they treat it like a serious business, because I think the biggest challenge that network marketing has is because it's such a low price of entry, the price of exit is low as well. And people do not feel kind of like they don't have anything to lose. Because like if it would cost you $10,000 or $50,000 to join our profession, maybe you would take a little bit more seriously. But because it's almost free, or even if you have to pay something, you're going to get a ton of product in return. So, and if you don't like it, you can still get a refund for it. So, it's like, it's absolutely zero risk. It's absolutely free. And at the end of the day, they just like, yeah, whatever. Let me try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
It is not free. It is also not risk-free. What the are you talking about, lady? You have to pay for a starter kit. Sometimes you have to pay for a website. You have to keep buying products. There's stuff that you need to pay. In iGenius, you have to pay for the membership, and a pricey, hefty price as well. You can lose money. You can lose family and friends over this biz. There's so much risk involved in it. There's so many people that went into debt because of this business model. It is not risk-free. You're straight up just lying to people.
So, it's kind of like sad on one side for me to see, but on the other side, there is more for us who want to take it seriously and who want to take ownership, right?
Ownership is the word. If you don't like something about the way business is being built, you don't like your upline, you don't like a system that the company uses, you don't like whatever it is, change it.
Right.
I have changed. Okay, so my company, as an example, I have changed so much stuff inside of it since I joined 3.5, almost 4 years ago. I joined, it was very old school networking. Still, don't do that. Oh, don't do, don't use groups. Don't like social media, whatever. Oh, we're doing this. This is our system. And I just had a conversation with the CEO. I said, listen, And he said, "Oh, I thought you were such a wild card." Like, I was like, this girl's really coming in here saying she's gonna do all this stuff. And you know how people are, they talk. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. He's like, I just let you run your mouth. And I was like, oh, she's just the wild card. You know, some people said she was crazy. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to let her do her thing. You know, one of the other owners trusts her. You know him, obviously. Like, I'm just going to, whatever. I'm going to sit back and let her do her thing. And, you know, it wasn't immediate. For a long time, people were mocking the way I build, mocking my leadership, mocking that I didn't have any giant leaders at the time, that I didn't go after and headhunt from other companies. They're like, that's how it's built. I'm like, I don't like that. That's not how I build. You know, or like whatever, systems, Facebook, blah, 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 name it. And I just took ownership over it. And now
nobody's questioning.
Nobody's questioning what Jessie Lee's doing. Nobody's like, do customers really make or break the network? Yep. Everyone out there now is like, get customers. Oh my gosh, have you seen what Jessie Lee's over there doing? You know, I got this crazy sticky business, because the best way to describe it, and I know you'll appreciate this because I know how you like to shop. I'm like, I treat, we're like, you know, shopping sisters. I'm like, I like to treat my business like Louis Vuitton. Every time I go there, they give me tremendous customer service. They know the colors I like. They ask if I'm shopping for other people too. They know my birthday. They can look up my profile and see, oh geez, okay, she likes this and this. She likes this color scheme. She likes blah, blah, blah. She likes sparkling water over still, whatever. Never once in all the money you've spent at Louis Vuitton, all the money I spent at Louis Vuitton, have they ever asked me, hey, have you ever thought about, you know, working at Louis Vuitton? Never. They're so happy to have raving fan customers. They're so happy to have people like you and me who we go in there and it's not the bag. It's like, I don't know why, but the blue bag from last season when you had your nails that matched all that. You didn't go and buy a bag, Marina. You bought the bag, the wallet, the keychains, the shoes. You had the whole entire, you know, the scarf that matched. Like, that's what network marketing is about. And if more people will build it like a real business, because newsflash, it is a real business instead of like a whatever some people.
When you have to say that it's real business, isn't that a big red flag? Like, imagine if you go on an interview and they start telling you, like, I promise this is a legit company and this is a legit business and you can earn money with us, you know? Why are you saying that? If it's legit, why do you have to say that it's legit?
Old school want to do, you're going to have sustainable generational wealth. Just like a Louis Vuitton. People collect Louis Vuitton from X amount of years ago because there's value in what they built X years ago instead of, oh, who's like the new recruit today to get in. And so I don't know, one of the trainings I like to do, but it's just, I think if you shift that perspective, oh, you don't like that it's turned into a recruiting game, then go recruit the people who should be recruited, but just sell.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's such an interesting, and I want to get back before kind of like we wrap up, but I want to get back and ask you a question because you mentioned something about the jet, right? You remembered, so at some point, I guess it was kind of like big, kind of like thought that I put in your brain. And I think it's not about the jets. It's not about the yachts and the mentions and all that nonsense, right? We do like those toys, but those toys, first of all, it's kind of like a scoring card on one side, right? Of the hard work, dedication, obsession, and things we put into to make it happen. But it's actually more of a mindset shift because a lot of people think that they're not deserving. And like we started this live is they're apologizing for their success. And, you know, when I was building the studio in a really short period of time, and it was a very stressful process. And when my back was behind behind the wall, back to the wall, and I was just like, I have to succeed. I have to make it happen. There is no, like, all the bridges are burned, you know, money spent and the commitments are made, and I have to make it happen. And in that whole process, I started thinking about it. And one phrase that kept repeating in my head is like, why not? Why not? If people would tell me, oh, you can't do this, I was like, why not? Right. I want it, I need it, it's gonna happen. If you cannot help me to make it happen, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen, just not with you.
Right.
If people telling you that they do not want to join your business, they do not want to buy your product, they do not want to whatever, you can ask them why not, because whatever they've been doing up to those point probably was not working, and you have a way better opportunity for them to definitely change their life and live a better with the better choices and options that they had before. But at the same time, kind of like when you look at yourself as like, when you start questioning, are you deserving, are you worthy of certain things in life, I want you to start asking yourself next time, why not? Why not Jessie Lee a jet? Come on. I can
Oh, I'm
see
gonna
the
have a
whole
jet, girl. We can like park our jets
on the
next
whole.
to each other. I
I
will,
want to
like
see
for
the
real.
Jessie Lee on the tail. You know what's going on my next tail of my airplane? That logo.
I like that logo.
That
That looks
one.
like an eagle almost.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like
going
an
on the
eagle.
next tail.
I love it. It's
Yeah,
fire.
but here,
Great
but
logo.
you know, and you guys, we obviously we're goofing around here a little bit, but we want to show you what's
We're also
possible.
not.
We want you
We're
also,
not.
yes,
Like,
we
it's real.
also want you to start asking that same question. Why not? Why not you? Why not? Why only Jessie Lee and Marina Worre can have that?
Why not you? Because 99% of people, according to the FTC, don't earn any profit out of network marketing. Why not? Because it's oversaturated. Why not? Because it's a scam, in my opinion. There's so much risk, and there's so many other things that you can do that are better and that could bring you the income that you so much need or want. That's just a few reasons of why not.
You can have it too. You can build a dynasty. You can build an empire. You just need to realize that it's not going to happen. Jessie Lee busts her ass every single day. And I do too. And Eric does too. And a lot of people on top of their game, they work really hard. And I wanted to ask you a question, but kind of like, if you would describe yourself in, let's say, 3 words, what would be those 3 words? I have mine.
It doesn't matter how hard you work. It's just not going to happen for 99% of people. That's the main problem. It has nothing to do with how much work or effort they put in. They're still going to fail because the business model is set up for people to fail. It's as simple as that.
Probably tenacious, first of all. I'm very tenacious. Passionate. It's probably another really appropriate one. I'm probably the most passionate person I've ever met. I'm either all in or all out. And the third one is probably just heart. I am a mush ball. Like, as much as I'm aggressive and I'm over here like, we're gonna get jets, Marina. We're gonna have freaking giant challengers that go intercontinental. Like, it's you and me, girl. It's you and me. Like, that's real. That's real.
Right.
Like, I'm not joking. That's real.
It's happening.
It's happening all day. No question about it. There's so much more to. There's so much more to.
I mean, it's like I'll
you don't get what you want.
I'll try to kind of like exactly. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you don't get, it's Zig Ziglar, of course, but everything you want in life, you get by helping enough people. And so you can be as aggressive as you want, but I think women are dominating this profession in general, because you've got to have that soft side sometimes. You've got to have that part of you that just cares, that wants the normal person who's like, a jet, girl, I'm trying to fuel up my Ford Pinto, like that was my Ford Focus, right? Like, all those people need to have a space. And that is so important here. Like, you will get the jets, you will get the Lamborghinis. We have matching cars, right? But you will get the mansions, you will get the yachts, you will get the trips around the world, you will get all these things, but it really starts one person at a time. It really starts with who's going to love people and believe in people when they're incapable of it. And like, I didn't know what I didn't know until I opened my ears. And I was only willing to open my ears because Eric opened that 6-figure event just talking about how much he cared about our profession being taken seriously, how much he cared about normal people being able to be better for themselves and for their families, or he was loving before he went into, well, who's making $1 million? Who in the room's made $100 million in 30 years, which I thought was like a bunch of crap. I thought that was fake, but it was real. Obviously we know who I'm talking about. And I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. And
well, my 3 words for you, and again, it's really hard to kind of like describe you in just 3. I don't know why I picked that number, but I think that 1 is coachable, because you, girl, you're like a sponge, you absorb all this information. And I keep seeing that you attending different masterminds and different events, and you constantly learning, you constantly growing. Kudos to you, because a lot of people and your spot in your level of success, they're just like, I know everything, I'm the smartest in the room. You keep grinding, you keep learning, you keep growing every single day. So this is really, really inspiring. The word number 2 would be for me is you're very hardworking. You, girl, work your ass off and your face off and all of that together, right? I see you being everywhere, and I know you're working really hard, and I know you have long days, and you do truly give a damn about your team, and you pouring into them as much as you possibly can. So I'm kind of like, I would weave the heart into that one word, right? With the hardworking woman. But I think the best probably word to describe you is obsession. You are obsessed. Everything you do, you're obsessed about it. You're obsessed of being the best. You're obsessed of being the hardest working one. You're obsessed of being the person who learns the most and grows the fastest. You are obsessed. And I think that's the key description to a lot of very successful people. Every successful person I know at the top of their game, they're obsessed. And you're one of those obsessed people. So I want to wrap it up because I have another interview and I know you got to run.
I want to wrap that up here because it was a bunch of BS and it is actually almost time to log in. So you're going to have the jets, you're going to have the mansions, you're going to have everything. Yeah, how many people of all network marketers out there across all network marketing companies, how many of them can actually afford the jets, the mansions, the trips? Come on. The numbers are out there. Most of the companies have their income disclosure statements available, and you can see just how little people actually earn a good amount of money with this business. It doesn't matter how hard you work, it's just not gonna happen for you. The business is set up for people to fail, and this was just, in my opinion, it was very deceiving. It was just a bunch of BS trying to hype people, and with the jet thing, I'm pretty sure those at the top, most of them know what they're doing. They know they're scamming people. They know that people below them are just not earning anything, but they just don't care because they see that money coming in for themselves. And unfortunately, people do change when they get a lot of money. So let me know down below what you thought about this. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. You're a trooper. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you'd like to support me, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.